Hello, this is a tribute to my mother, whom is not with us physically anymore, but she will always be in my heart and everywhere I go. I never really had the opportunity to pay tribute to my mother because she died when I was in the United States and she was in Mexico at that time. I remember when one of my siblings called me and told me that she had fallen from the stairs and she ended up in the hospital in a coma. My life was just crumbling from not being able to do anything from far away. Unfortunately, I was having a hard time getting out of the United States because my passport had expired already. Um, it took me a couple of days for me to be able to get an emergency flight. So I took a late flight that day to go to the hospital, straight to the hospital from the airport. But it was too late. My mother had already passed away. I didn't get a chance to say goodbye or say how much I loved her. And when I got there, I waited another few days to see her. And when I was able to see her, she was already in her casket. She was cold, but beautiful. Her face was pale and cold, and all I could do was to give her a kiss on her cheek. That's all. I couldn't believe this was happening. For a long time, I was very sad. I don't carry that burden anymore of being unhappy because even though I didn't get a chance to say goodbye, I got a chance to remember all the beautiful things that I learned from her and all the beautiful gifts that she left me. And I'm not just talking about material things, I'm talking about intangible gifts that would last me forever. And I can pass that on to my children. My mother came from a small family in Mexico. She only had one brother, and she was separated from him when she was little. And over the years, she had three stepmothers, whom they were very mean to her. They treated her like if she was the maid. From a young age, she was exposed to do a lot of chores around the house, a lot of errands, and which took her a lot of her energy. She was never given the opportunity to go to school. My mother went through so many rough experiences as a child, where she was molested, abused, bullied by other kids. But my mother never lost hope. She once told me that her only way of coping with the abuse of her stepmothers was to sing and go to the local church and hear the choir every day. She became acquainted with the choir of the church, and no sooner than later she was a part of the choir, but she never told her father nor the stepmother that she was doing that because she was afraid that they would not like it and remove her from it. A few years later went by, and she had the opportunity to go to the cathedral in Mexico City to sing in front of for other churches. She was very excited, but she didn't have the money to pay for the trip. That's when her real life began. She started working mornings and evenings to save money and will do all types of jobs, cleaning offices, cleaning restrooms, working as a waitress, taking care of senior citizens, babysitting, and many other jobs that she had. Later in her 20s, she met my father and she decided to get married. They ended up having 14 children together, and only 9 survived. We lost 2 during COVID-19. By the way, I am the youngest child. My mother always wanted to have a big family because she never had a chance to have one herself. Despite all the suffering that she went through as a child, she was a very loving mother. She had a lot of patience with people and was genuinely a good person. She had a natural gift to heal the sick. She had the gift to care for the sick and became a midwife in her 30s and a caregiver at a hospital facility. I am pretty sure that she gained a lot of experience doing that. My mother was never sad. She never complained about anything. She was always praying. And in her faith, she believed that all things were possible and had a positive attitude all the time. I don't know how she did it, but she did it. When we were little, we never celebrated a birthday or had presents because we didn't have money. We didn't have enough money, but she always had this great attitude and will cheer us up and showed us how to see life in a different way. I believe it was magical. I didn't need anything, only her love, and that she had a lot of love to give us. We grew up in a ranch. We were able to run, play with the animals of the farm until dawn. Supper was just perfect. Maybe not fancy, but it was delicious all the time. My mother was a great cook. I learned a lot from my mother. She had many qualities. Her happiness was not really materialistic. She had peace in her heart, truth, knowledge, integrity, courage, honesty, love, and compassion for others. I sometimes think that I am like her, but I don't have all of her qualities. She was wonderful. All of those qualities, I keep them in my heart forever because they're the most beautiful gifts that she left me. She may not be with me physically, but she is everywhere I go. I see her in flowers, in the blue sky, the sun, in people who remind me of her every day, in my cooking, when I cook one of her recipes, in my children, and in my wonderful 6 sisters that she gave me, which they are still alive, and I love them dearly. Today, I pay tribute to her because she always told me to be good in life and to do good for others, to go out in the world and learn what is most important, not what's in your pocket, but what's in your heart, and to find the meaning of life. Today I say thank you to her because I am who I am because of her. I wish I could see her. I wish I could tell her in person that I'm following her footsteps. And I wish I could tell her not to worry because I am happy. And I will always love her forever. Your daughter, Jackie. Thank you.